I sell media for a living, and I get people asking me all the time about like games and DVDs and stuff like that are scratched and what I do about it. So in this quick video today, I just wanted to show you basically my setup, what I do about scratched discs and how I process things. This is my setup. So this is in my like off the kitchen where I've got like a washing machine and stuff. And I started off with one of these. This one, well, it wasn't this one here. I've actually got through 4 of these so far. 2 are broken. I used to have this down at my workshop. It ended up getting too dusty there, so then I moved it to my storage unit. And it was just too cold there, particularly for the fluid. So I ended up moving it back home. So I keep it in this room, away from stuff. I can keep it pretty clean and tidy. So I've got 2 JFJ Easy Pros, which for a while were pretty hard to get hold of during COVID. I think they're a bit more readily available now. I'm not too sure. As I said, these are my last 2. I've got 2 that they both short-circuited and the motor burnt out and it leaked underneath, or I kept tripping the power and stuff. So I've still got them squirreled away somewhere, you know, for parts in case I need them for these. But these are absolute troopers. I really recommend them. The fluid you get for them doesn't last long, so the fluid I use is this one, this Ultimate Compound. It's a bit pricey, it's about £12 a thing. Yeah, but I just get through it. And these pads, you can get the official ones through, but there is an unofficial supplier of them on eBay as well. So super cheap to run. These cost about £150, I believe, something like that, but well worth the investment. And then the bit of kit which is a bit more expensive, this is a TDR Eco Pro. Here it uses these pads. I've got lots and lots of them. And the only downside about these over here, you can just press the button and select how long you want, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes. But this one here, it has a programmable card which goes in here, and that gives you 800 minutes. And it's got the fluid down the back there and water. And these spin, and then this spins. And this is a much more sort of industry standard machine. These are the kind of machines the identical machines you get in shops like CEX. They run these machines. But the main downside is the cards you have to get from there. You can get a chip version of the card. There is a chap who makes them. So a refill pack runs about £75–80. So it's a more expensive machine to run than these, and also the cost of the machine, I think they are about £1,500. They're not, when new, they're not a cheap machine. I got this second hand from TDR, Total Disc Repair, and it came with like a warranty which is long since passed. But yeah, it's been an absolute trooper. This is a bit better for Blu-rays, and it can be more aggressive. Now, the other thing about these is you can get a sanding pad. I do use that as well. Let's put some lights on so you can see. So essentially my setup's this. I've got these additional lights here. I've got this machine here, and I'll just work through. I'll do first couple of cycles on this just to, get the majority of the scratches out, and I'll try and do a final polish on this because you get a much nicer, cleaner polish on this. I've also got a little adapter here for doing GameCube games to hold that as well, and some different pads which give a nicer surface finish for things like PlayStation 1 games. Now with some of the TDR machines you can, there are ways to sort of hack the machine. It's not really my place to talk about that, but that is something that is available for it. There is ways around it, but they are a fantastic machine. So that's it basically. So if something doesn't get the majority of the scratches out from this, what I'll then do is I'll put it in a pile to sand. Sanding is quite laborious, and I tend to put that off as much as possible. You've got to be really careful that you don't introduce even more scratches or ripples or anything like that. So I'll get the easiest stuff over and done with, and then I'll have to batch sand a load of them. This is what the sanding pads look like. It's a similar pad where it's self-adhesive sandpaper, so I've got fine grit and coarse grit. I do buy self-adhesive pads myself. I think it's 800 grit and 1000 grit. The issue you've got is that sometimes the finer stuff can clog up and create ripples, so I tend to go with a coarser grit and then just buff through. There is another fluid for this, a blue one. Don't bother with it. It's just like a more watered down version of this. I find there's no use for it at all. And I just slightly offset the pad so it wobbles a bit, and that just stops more circular scratches forming. But all in all, other than the issues I've explained, it's been pretty good. The button wore out on this, so I contacted Total Disrepair and bought another button and replaced it. It was pretty easy. The power supply went. Again, I managed to get another one, which is why, you know, I think they are a decent company. It's just a shame about the consumables on that. But if you have got one of these or a hybrid, do shoot me a message. You know, if you're having trouble on that front. So yeah, I also use this anti-static cleaning spray, and also I've got a spray bottle somewhere with deionized water as well. And then the most important thing really is a good cloth. I use chamois leathers, a good quality. I've got a couple of them kicking around. Good quality chamois leather that gets washed every now and then. And I do use gloves because this stuff dries your hands out really bad, and apparently it's not very good for you as well. It absorbs through your skin. So I do try and wear gloves. I don't always, but I do try and wear gloves. This is replaceable as well, and then you have to change and wash the pads on this one every now and then, which is a bonus on this. The pads don't wear out, but on this they gradually wear down. So pretty much that is it for, you know, all the 10 plus years of dealing with media. That seems to be the best solution. I've tried absolutely all sorts, but for me that works the best, and I would say I save 70% or more discs. And sometimes they'll look gnarly even after the process, but they'll work. That's the important thing. So maybe buyers like CEX won't buy them, but they will work. So if it's for your own collection, for example. So I hope that's been helpful. If you like this kind of video, click on this one. And if you like this sort of content to do with media, or if it's reselling or retro gaming, drop me a subscription down here. And I'll see you all in the next one.